The new RX 6500 XT is out. Is it a worthy budget PC upgrade? Let's find out. Typhoon Systems have kindly lent me their new 6500 XT to play with. So today's very simple question we're going to answer is it a very worthy upgrade over your current RX 580? A bit on this new RX 6500 XT. So it's 4GB of VRAM, PCIe 4.0x4. So this is probably something that Hardware Unboxed has mentioned in his first video. Is it a limiting factor? And is this 4GB also a limiting factor? We're going to run some games and test out. So our test rig is our very powerful 5900X.
On the X570 Unify from MSI.
Yeah, 16GB of G-Skill FlareX, powered by the Fractal Design 760p Ion Plus power supply. So these are our numbers. Okay, so you have seen our numbers. Can we answer this question? RX 580, should you take out your wallet and start spending?
The TLDR, maybe yes, maybe no. If I were to put it this way, how much was the RX 580 back in 2018?
Let's say it's 300 plus?
Yeah, 300, 350 SGD, about there. Yeah. The fundamental question is that in 2018, you went to the shop, maybe in Sim Lim Square in Singapore context, and you had $350 in your pocket. You walked out of there with an RX 580, 8GB. Most GPU warranties are what, 3 years?
Yeah, maybe now 2 years or so.
Yeah, there are 2-3 years, some are 5, but those are in the minority. So it's 2022, your RX 580, thanks to the wonders of AMD fine wine, has served you well. Unfortunately, today it has decided to give up the ghost on you. Like 4 years ago in 2018, I have a $400 budget for a new GPU. What do you have? And the answer will be this 6500 XT. Is it an upgrade? In some games it's faster. CSGO, it's a little bit faster, probably because it's more updated driver, better architecture, that kind of thing. Polaris architecture in the RX 580 is a little bit old and long in the tooth, let's be frank. The 6500 XT power consumption is also quite a fair bit less. And the card is also a lot smaller, so you'll probably go into a more compact build, that kind of thing. In some games, however, Rainbow Six for example, RX 580, vulnerable as it is, comes out on top, though not really by a lot. What I suspect is that as we go up to the higher architecture, I think you were benchmarking it on the ultra settings, the game started complaining about.
Yeah, overloading your VRAM usage.
Yeah, the games start flagging that thing. So I think the 6500 XT, the 4GB, is going to be a limiting factor. It is going to be a limiting factor. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which as we know by now, this is a game that quite heavily favors Radeons. They were pretty much door-to-door at 1080p medium. But the RX 580 could run at 1080p high, whereas the 6500 XT was complaining about, again, like now VRAM at 1080p high. But if you put them at 1080p medium, they both are 60 FPS cards,
That's
which is quite decent.
Yeah,
I mean,
very playable.
If you're at that budget level, you're probably running around with a 1080p 60Hz monitor. Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 1080p medium is still very beautiful, it's a very pretty game. Watch Dogs Legion, as we saw from the numbers, 6500 XT does have a slight lead, again at 1080p medium. So I would attribute this probably to the more updated drivers, the more updated architecture, they're able to handle the intricacies of a game such as Watch Dogs Legion. And as you've seen from other reviews, Watch Dogs Legion is a title that heavily favors the green side. When you're in that situation, the 6500 XT is better equipped to deal with this kind of game. So that's one plus point to the 6500 XT. But overall, the performance-wise, they're pretty much on par. On the one hand, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have this situation. You would expect that 4 years later, you take out that same amount of money and you get something faster.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are not living in a perfect world. Miners have basically sent GPU prices to hell, to the point that, do you know what is the second-hand pricing for an RX 580 that's out of warranty?
I don't know, I'm guessing it is $500.
$500-$600. That's insane. If that's not insane, I don't know what is.
Yes. It's definitely not worth your wallet.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth unless you're doing In which case, I want to have some words with you. But anyway, moving on. If this guy comes in, it is coming in at about below SGD 400. I think the SRP they told us at of this point in time is SGD 359 as of this point in time. This day, today, this day. Because these things fluctuate
quite wildly.
Worse than the STI index.
No, STI index is very, very calm. More like it fluctuates like cryptocurrency prices.
Yeah, sadly. Okay. My take is if your RX 580 has gone to the great big server in the sky, between going out and buying a second-hand RX 580 at $500-600 with no warranty, if you can get the 6500 XT at MSRP or close to MSRP, that means below $400, I'll still say go for the 6500 XT. At least you have warranty.
I hope you have pre-ordered your 6500 XT.
Yeah, cause I predict the demand is going to go through the roof. Is the best solution in not a very good situation. I think they said they were trying to make this card not so appealing to minors, right?
I guess it's definitely a more gamer-friendly card.
I think the drop to 4GB was probably due to that thing, but the downside is that you're kind of stuck at 1080p medium in AAA titles.
Which is not an issue because I believe you buy this card to play your esports titles anyway.
And anyway, 1080p medium, you get 60 FPS. If this is what you're content with, 6500 XT will do you well.
Once again, thank Typhoon Systems, thank you AMD, thank you Sapphire for passing us their new Pulse 6500 XT. So if you like our review of this new graphics card, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Comment down below if you manage to get your hands on one. I'm not going to mention what's going to come out from the other side because you guys also know.
We know, but we're not going to mention.
Hopefully we get our hands on one, so make sure to subscribe to our channel to see if we do catch our next tech episode. So with that, thank you Gordon, bye-bye. Bye.